vice president ticket. And then one of those people got a little smarter, right? And they said, well, she's the first person from HBCU. That's not true either. Now, what she is the first person, for a black person from HBCU to be put on a major ticket, like Democrat or Republican, but she's not the first. And this is what I'm speaking about. When you are looking at a situation to whereas you, as the consumer or as the researcher, are just going to the primary source, this is why you are consistently being held back with information, and you don't want to make yourself sound uninformed, or should I say ignorant. So make sure you understand what you're dealing with. Make sure you get behind the people you need to get behind, and then you'll move forward. Now, question I have for you, and we're going to go right into this Kamala Harris thing. Question I have for my brothers and sisters listening to this show, right? A lot of people are just disenchanted with our sister Kamala Harris. She ain't this and she ain't that. I don't trust her there. I don't trust her there. Yak, 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 blah, 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 right? Okay, I understand skepticism, right? But what's the root of your skepticism? Please help me understand that. What are we looking for in leadership? I tweeted out earlier this week. It seems that evil is always winning, and one of the reasons evil is winning is because evil accepts you for who you are. If you woke up and say, I'm evil, and you start doing evil, the people who are on the side of negativity will accept you, embrace you, and they don't have a problem with you. They're not checking your references. Even if they do check your references and find out you did some good back in the day, they're just going to say that was back in the day. Obviously, you down with us now. You used to be good. Now you're bad. Let's move forward, right? But the quote-unquote good side of things, let's just use Donald Trump as the antithesis of evil. I mean, the monicum of evil, because antithesis is the opposite. If he is the poster boy for evil, if you rolling with the Donald Trump side of the game, they don't care what you're doing. Donald Trump literally is on video with Barbara Walters on a show called 2020 saying, if I ever run for president, I'm going to run with the Republicans because the Republicans are stupid. And who's his biggest base? The Republicans. They've shown that clip 1,000 times. You got feminist groups getting people like Bill Cosby and R. Kelly incarcerated, rightfully so or unrightfully so. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not here to judge you. I don't have a heaven and hell to put you in. But they got those guys incarcerated because of the Me Too movement, and they did bad, and they should be incarcerated for it, right? But at the same time, you got a president with 27 claims of sexual assault, and those same 51% of those women that are down with the Me Too movement, 51% of those people said, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. And that's what I mean. You are looking at a populace in which, if you down for what I'm talking about, I'm rolling with you. I don't give a damn. That would literally be like, that would be the equivalent of somebody standing on on the news tonight at 5'10", 5'9", and 10 and saying, to hell with all niggas, and then you vote for them. And 51% of the black people vote for them. But, hell, at this point, we might have to. We may have to. Because, look, in the United States of America, I want black folks to understand this. No allies are permanent. Just the only thing is permanent is the issues. And the issues is that we are being disenfranchised on several levels. Our women are being disrespected. Our men are being incarcerated and murdered and hurt. The issues are the same. The allies will never be the same. Because you might have to get in bed with a slimy dog to get what you want. And in hindsight, maybe we should have got into the bed with the slimy dog called Hillary Clinton. You heard me play the Angela Davis clip a couple weeks ago, when Angela Davis said Joe Biden is definitely problematic, but he has the greatest chance of being swayed into what we want to be done. So, when you're looking at this election, you're not just looking at who's the president, okay? You're looking at the lawmakers. And see, the thing is, I love to hear those guys that say, those people that say, men and women, oh, this system ain't gonna work. This some BS. I ain't vote for none of them. Yak, 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 blah, blah, blah. And then what they do is say, when they get jammed up, I got my rights. You do have your rights. But guess what? When you got a dude who's putting white nationalists on the bench at the circuit court and at the federal judge positions, who are gonna be the person who enforces your rights? That's what Donald Trump is doing. Is a white nationalist gonna support your rights? Hell no, he's not. You know, just like that young lady in California at Stanford, the dude from Stanford raped her behind a dumpster, and you had a graduate from Stanford on the bench, and he said, "I'm not gonna send him to jail because it would affect his future." This dude is a rapist. He needs to go to jail. But nobody's thinking like that when you see young Pookie and Tyrone selling cocaine or crack or marijuana or getting into a fight. You know, like the young man who was practicing wrestling moves on his buddy in Florida, and he got 10 years in prison for breaking his neck. 16-year-old boy. Those are the type of judges that we're up against. So, oh man, fuck Trump, and I ain't voting for none of them. Yeah, do you think Kamala Harris will put a white nationalist on the bench? I doubt it. Or better yet, she's less likely to do it than Donald J. Trump, Pence, and that crew. But you know, you got rights, right? Who gonna enforce it? White nationalists? White nationalists hate your black ass. But you got rights. You got the right to be put back in bondage. That's what you're gonna get. See, it's always somebody. Trust and believe. It's somebody that's gonna listen to this today. That's gonna listen to this later and say, see, I ain't going with that because I used to be one of them. That's how I know they exist. I used to be one of them. Oh man, screw that. And then I had to do some research, and I saw this dude in 3.5 years put 190 people on the bench. So when you appeal, when you get wrongfully arrested and appeal, that judge is going to be the dude. That white nationalist judge is sitting on the bench going, man, your black ass is staying in jail. And it's like that. Period. But you got rights, though. You got rights. And this ain't never going to work. These are the same people who used to be like me and never voted. I voted 3 times in my life. When I was 18, and I voted for Barack Obama twice. Now, I voted for local elections, but I didn't vote for national elections. I didn't vote for the senators and things like that. I voted for, you know what I used to vote? It's a guy who's, he might be nationally renowned, but he is renowned here in Chicago, Illinois. His name is Secretary of State Jesse White. I will vote for Jesse White anytime. Jesse White was my alderman, and then he was the recorder of deeds, and now he's the Secretary of State. I voted for him all the time. But the rest of this stuff, I didn't give a damn about. But it's always somebody in the cut. See, this shit ain't gonna work. What am I gonna participate in it? And then when they get jammed up again, I know my rights. Who gonna enforce them? The white nationalist judge gonna give your black ass a fair shot. Exactly. That's how it work all the time. That's why your people was in bondage for over 250 years, because there was a bunch of white nationalists going, you know what? A couple more years, we're gonna let the brothers and sisters go. That's what they was doing. Right. But keep it up, man. But y'all want perfection. Oh, Kamala Harris locked up more people, more brothers and sisters in the state of California than blah, blah, blah. Yeah? Was Kamala Harris rolling around with battering rams, busting in y'all fucking cribs of innocent, hardworking people, and then say, you know what? Everybody whose names begin with a C, a M, and an L going to penitentiary tonight. She wasn't doing that. The same people that y'all complain, man, they need to do something about these people looting. These dumbass kids looting. They need to do something about these people selling dope. These people ruining our neighborhood. They need to do something about this. She did something. I'm not defending that crime bill because the crime bill was a joke. I never defend the crime bill, but guess what? They tricked y'all black ass into looking at David Tribble, Sarah Lynn buys that cocaine that they put in the street. All you have to do is look up Oliver North, Iran-Contra. Bush, H.W. Bush, and Oliver North put that dope in the street. David Tribble got hold to it. Ricky Ross got hold to it. Harry O got hold to it, and thousands of other brothers and Latinos throughout the United States of America got hold to it. And they scared the hell out you because they were funding a war that we were not privy. You know, they put it on the news every day, but we weren't paying attention because we were busting our ass going to work. Our parents were busting their ass going to work and raising our asses. And they locked, and then they said, look at this. This is scary. And they wrote a bill because they want to throw your ass in jail for profit. $42,000. I got a cousin, former convicted felon, rest his soul. He told me, as you in prison, $42,000 in the state of Illinois. I can't speak for no other state. State of Illinois, $42,000 a person. The average American don't make $42,000. How the hell does it cost $42,000 to put you in a 6x9 box with a bunk bed? That costs $42,000 to do that? Well, hell, we all need to go to jail. We all need to be able to live in a jail and get up and go to work. And give us the money, and we'll pay y'all to stay there. And just catch the bus from the penitentiary every day and go to work and come on back. Because if it's worth $42,000, it's a bunch of people who are going to listen to this show. It's a bunch of people I know that's making $10, $12, $15 an hour, which equates to $20,000, $32,000 a year. 2,080 hours of work in a year, 2,080 times whatever you make an hour, that's what you make per year. Period. But Kamala Harris ain't the one. Joe Biden signed the crime bill. The very Maxine Waters that I gave praise to at the top of the show, she signed off on the crime bill. Our brother Lewis, he signed off on the crime bill. Your aunts, your uncles, your grandparents, they wanted that crime bill. See, we don't want to talk. See, again, that's them first 2 pages on Google. Kamala Harris signed off on the crime bill. Joe Biden signed off on the crime bill. Kamala Harris locked up a bunch of people. But guess what? Kamala Harris also, when Barack Obama was refinancing and giving them banks money, she shut it down in California and made sure people were able to keep their homes. You don't see that on Google, though, do you? You don't see that on Google. She done nothing up with California ain't on that. Y'all gonna give us some money to help these people keep their houses. Kamala Harris did that. Nobody's talking about that. I mean, Joe Biden done some good things too. And again, man, I'm not a Joe Biden supporter. I'm not rocking with the man. But hey, here for all those guys out there running their yap. Kamala Harris, I ain't voting for her. She ain't black. Oh my God. Let me finish this thought before I get back to that foolishness. I ain't voting for Kamala Harris. She ain't black. She locked up people. Joe Biden signed the crime bill without looking into what the man has done for you. Tell you what, when you look at Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, and you look at Donald Trump and Pence, who would you stand a better chance of getting anything from? And you black Trump supporters, I wasn't gonna say this, but I'm gonna say it. Y'all a bunch of the dumbest motherfuckers in the whole world. Y'all say the same dumb. Shout out to Big Illinois. Y'all say the same 5 lines every. If you have to use the same, you know what the anti-Kamala Harris and pro-Trump black people sound like? Sound like them dumb motherfuckers that when they call my show on Tuesday or talk to me on Twitter on Tuesdays or throughout the week when I'm talking about sports, you say something about Michael Jordan. He was 6 for 6. Shut the fuck up. If he got drafted in 1990 and retired and then came back and only played those 6 years, you got a hell of an argument for that. But otherwise, don't tell me about no 6 for 6 and don't tell me about, he gave money to the HBCUs. You wash your ass this morning too. You ain't getting credit for that either. Stop it with that. If you don't see that Donald J. Trump is one of the greatest threats to our community since fucking Truman, since FDR, because everybody loves FDR, he set out the New Deal, and black people couldn't use the New Deal to 72. See, y'all not gonna listen to this show and stay ignorant. People not gonna listen to this show and listen to these fallacies that y'all might as well believe Columbus discovered America too, right? Really? I'm gonna discover some money in your wallet, because that's about as much as Columbus discovered America. How do you discover some shit that ain't lost? He might have introduced America to the rest of the world, but he ain't discovered a goddamn thing. But back to what I was saying, man. Kamala Harris by no means is a perfect individual. What she is a politician. That's what she is. She's a goddamn politician, y'all. And politicians are, in a traditional sense, people who will bend to the